Hey guys, it's Casual Jacob. I don't actually really have an opening bit for you for the beginning of this video. Usually I try to do something like at the beginning here, but I don't got anything. So I thought we could actually just take a look at my reaction to the new Super Nintendo controller that they showed off during the new Direct.
To recapture the original feel of these games, we will be releasing a Super Nintendo Entertainment System Nintendo Switch Online exclusive controller as a special offer. To charge it, you can use a USB cable, just like the Nintendo Switch Pro controller.
Wasn't that exciting?
Alright, so as many of you guys are aware, we got a Nintendo Direct a few days ago, and now that everyone else already has their videos up, and you're all sick and tired of hearing about everything, I thought it'd be a great time to pop in and make a video myself. So with this Nintendo Direct, there was like no build-up whatsoever. They just jumped right into the announcements, right into the games. First thing up, Overwatch is on the Switch. The rumors were true. That's cool, I guess. I'm impressed that they have it on the Switch, but I'm not like totally crazy about it. I've played the game a couple of times and it's there, and I am happy for those who enjoy it. Go right ahead. Wouldn't say it's my cup of tea, but that's okay. And then they started talking about Luigi's Mansion 3, probably my most anticipated game this entire year. I cannot wait. It's almost got like its own Mario Party style mode now. I mean, you have this thing called Scream Park where you have to, beat as many ghosts as you can. And then you have to also like collect a bunch of coins, and you also need to break a bunch of targets. So they're really building up the multiplayer aspect of this game, and I don't know how. I mean, I feel excited about that because I love Luigi's Mansion and I want to experience it with more people. So that's really neat. I really hope this game doesn't dive too much into Dark Moon territory and it kind of stays in the Luigi's Mansion 1 territory, and it looks a little bit more like Dark Moon. So yeah, I guess we'll find out here within a month. And then they showed off something called Super Kirby Clash, which looks like mobile Monster Hunter Kirby. I don't care. I just don't care about Kirby. I'm sorry if you do.
And remember, it's free to start too.
So then they showed off the Trials of Mana HD remake. I've played a Mana game like once, and that was Secret of Mana, and I enjoyed it. It's a good game. But I never even touched this game, so I don't really know anything about it. Really, all I could think of the whole time I was looking at this game was,
Well then.
this is one I was extremely excited about. It's called Return of Obra Dinn. So apparently this has been available on like Steam and other platforms, I guess, for a while now. I've never even heard of it. I love a good kind of like mystery whodunit game. I fell in love with the art style. It's got this kind of like noir comic book halftone pattern kind of feeling to it. And they said a bad word in the trailer, which was kind of funny. Honestly though, I am so down for this. I cannot wait for this game to come out. This is probably my second most hyped game. I'm so into this. Problem is going to be they're going to release this on the eShop, and then I'm going to sit there and wait for a physical copy to come out from Limited Run Games, and I'm probably just like never going to get it. And then Game Freak finally announced like formally Little Town Hero. I don't hate this. It's fine. It just kind of looks like Pokemon, but without the Pokemon. So I'm just, it is what it is. I mean, like, it looks fine, I guess, if you dig Pokemon, if that's your thing, go right ahead for it. I'm happy to see Game Freak's doing something different, even though it's kind of the same, but I guess it's different. So then they went into talking about Banjo-Kazooie. We saw them earlier this year. They look fantastic. They kind of did this weird like release date confirmation thing where they kind of dragged it out, and then they finally said, oh, it's gonna be today, and now everyone on social media that I follow is playing as Banjo and I'm not. And then we got this trailer that came out of nowhere, and it started out with this kind of timeline of consoles. And I was like, ooh, what's this here? So then they started scrolling up, and it went to a Neo Geo, and all I could think of the whole time was, well, that's gonna be Terry. And I mean, yeah, this is a cool addition, I guess. It's not one that I really would have assumed would have happened, just because, I mean, not that many people really know much about SNK, myself included. He looks fine. I'm happy to see more fighting game representation in Smash, just because, like, I don't really play that many fighting games. So I actually like being able to play fighting game characters in a fighting game that I actually enjoy. His chiseled pecs and biceps are probably gonna look glorious in Ultimate, so I'll check him out. In more ways than one.
Hey, cover!
They started talking about Link's Awakening after that, and pretty much my only reaction to this was Link's Awakening was like one of the first Zelda games I ever played. I am extremely excited to check this out. It looks fantastic. I wasn't really sold on the art style whenever they first announced it, but now I'm digging it. Then they started talking about Dragon Quest XI-S, and I have personally never played a Dragon Quest game I am really looking forward to this. The demo was fantastic. Here's the problem though. I don't have time to play like seemingly an 80 to 100 plus hour RPG. I will eventually get this because I downloaded the demo and I played it for a couple hours, and my god, guys, that's a great game. If you're a kid or a teenager and you got a lot of free time, please check it out. It looks fantastic. It plays fantastic. I really want this game. I hate being an adult. I remember the first time I saw this game. It was like during I think it was like the 2013 January Direct when they showed off like just a quick kind of concept trailer about Shin Megami Tensei Cross's Fire Emblem, and I was really excited for it. I kind of just was a very brief Fire Emblem fan at that time, and I wanted to try out the Shin Megami Tensei series, so I was pretty pumped. I was like, cool, give it to me. And then the next time it showed up, it looked like this. These just aren't my kind of games. Like, again, if you like it, more power to you, brother. You know, you go right ahead and you just play that, but that's just not, it's just not my thing. I've heard a lot about the Deadly Premonition games. As someone who's been a huge fan of horror games pretty much their entire life, I've always wanted to check these out. However, I just haven't, primarily because I've heard they're anywhere from the worst game that someone's ever played to, oh my god, this game's amazing, you need to check it out. It like broke ground in the gaming landscape. It's done a lot of cool new things. Again, I don't know what to think because of that. So I'll probably eventually check this out because, again, if something's on the Switch, I'm going to be a lot more likely to actually play it and check it out just because it's more convenient and I'm a handheld boy. So I'm really excited for people who like the original Deadly Premonition because they're bringing the first one and then they're also making a sequel. I don't know if it's exclusive to the Switch or not. If it is, that's kind of cool. Yeah, and then we got to the big boy. We got to the granddaddy of announcements for Jacob. I love Doom. I love all Dooms. I love Doom 1, 2, 3, 2016. I'm gonna like Doom Eternal, I know I am. But the one I haven't played since I was but a young tyke, and I've barely played it, was Doom 64. And I've always wanted to like really dive into it, really get the most out of it, because I hear it's kind of different, kind of like Doom 3. Doom 64 is coming to the Switch. This was my reaction. Yes! It's kind of the one thing that during this Direct really made me like kind of sit up a little bit and get excited, because I've been wanting to play this for a long time, if I don't have to tell you again. And then finally, they revealed Super Nintendo games are coming to Nintendo Switch Online. It took long enough. Pretty much ever since this service was announced and they talked about how NES games were going to be coming, I don't know a single person who just sat back and was like, oh yeah, NES games, please let me play those again. No, pretty much everyone I know, at the very least, has been wanting them to just add Super Nintendo games. At least add Super Nintendo games. If they add 64 games eventually, hey, that's going to be the cat's PJs. But I am just so happy to at least have something else besides NES games to play. Yeah, don't get me wrong, there's some good NES games. I mean, you know, like 5 of them are great. Mario and Sonic at the 2020 Tokyo Olympic Games, is that the official name? I don't really know. This looks like the first Mario and Sonic game I actually might buy since like the original. Those are the only ones I've ever bought, were the 2008, I think it was Beijing, and then the 2010 one, I don't know, was it Vancouver? I have no idea where the 2010 Olympic Games were, I'm sorry. Whenever I originally got those, I was like, these are fun, but I get the point. So them adding the retro missions in here and having like a story mode in here too, that looks really fun. I actually might end up picking this up. I'm not gonna get it this year, however, but I might eventually pick it up down the line sometime. So yeah. And then they talked about Daemon X Machina. This is the game that I was extremely excited about whenever they first announced it. And then they announced that it'd be coming out a week before Link's Awakening would be coming out, and then I decided I wasn't getting Daemon X Machina. I honestly think this game looks great. I really want it. I played the demo of it and I had a good time. There was definitely some stuff that needed to be fixed, and I ended up taking that survey that they sent out because they wanted honest opinions about it. And that's something that I respect a lot about the developers of this game. They have really listened to the community, and they seem like they've made a lot of great improvements to the game. So I might get this down the line, but guys, I mean, terrible release date, come on. As a huge Star Wars fan, I am shocked that I've never even heard of Star Wars Jedi Knight 2 Jedi Outcast. I don't know what platform this was originally on. Apparently it's a beloved Star Wars classic. I don't know if that was some PR blurb or if it's actually beloved. Again, I've never heard of it. I've never heard anyone who has heard of this game. I guess if you have heard of it and you're excited, that's cool. I like the logo. It's got some cool, like, ray effects. So out of the games that they just kind of farted out at us here, the only one I was really, like, super interested in playing, and I've been interested in playing, is Grid Autosport, because we need more racing games on the Switch. Man, it is pathetic how many racing games that we have on that console. Here's one that shocked me. I'm not the biggest Animal Crossing fan. I've only played a couple of the games, and while I've had fun with them, I kind of thought they just hit their peak with New Leaf. Like, whenever I was playing New Leaf, all I could think was, what else are they gonna do with Animal Crossing? Which is why I haven't really cared that there hasn't been an Animal Crossing game for like 6 years. And whenever they first showed off New Horizons a few months ago, I was just thinking, yeah, that's Animal Crossing. It just didn't do anything to pull me in, but with this one, I'm way more excited to play this now. They kind of just expanded on the feature set that you're gonna have, and they talked about like the online multiplayer components of it, and the online multiplayer looks so much more interesting and expansive because like with New Leaf, yeah, it was there, it was in the room, it was present, but there just wasn't a whole lot that you guys could really do together. I mean, you could just kind of run around. And there's also like crafting elements and stuff. This game looks great. The only thing I don't like are some of the characters' eyes. Creep me out. And then we got to the end of the direct.
Well, I need a new pair of shorts.
Whenever they were first announcing this, I was just kind of thinking, oh cool, an HD port of Xenoblade. Yeah, I'm not shocked about that, but I'm excited about that. And then I got to this part in the trailer and I went, ooh! I'm not surprised in the slightest that they're making a Xenoblade Chronicles like HD remake. I've kind of been thinking this was going to happen since like the Wii U. I honestly thought this was going to happen around the time Xenoblade Chronicles X came out, but it didn't. And I was a little shocked about that because this seems kind of like a game that you probably should port to another console. The only fault of this game was that it was on the Wii. This game didn't need to be on the Wii. And then it was like a GameStop exclusive in North America, and then you had the issues of like some GameStops like opening copies up and then selling it as used because it was so rare and expensive. I mean, what the f***? So yeah, I'm not shocked at all this is happening. I'm extremely excited that this is happening because this game deserves an HD remake. I mean, like, only a mother can love that face.
And that was basically it. That was basically the direct. Overall, I thought it was pretty solid. I mean, yeah, there was some stuff that I wasn't crazy about, but for the most part, yeah, I thought they covered a lot of good ground. I thought they made a lot of good announcements, and overall, I think I pretty much covered everything I needed to in this recap video. I think I'm good.